When you hear about left and right, do you know what side you're on?
Left wing, right wing, I don't care where people are on the spectrum. If they pose a threat to our country, if they want to do harm to Australians, then they're in our sight.
To figure out where you sit, let's dive into what people actually mean when they talk about the left and right. Left wing and right wing are two broad terms to basically describe someone's attitudes and beliefs towards the key challenges we face. That could be the gap between the rich and the poor, or how much government should pay for services like health and education. When it comes to political parties, being left wing or right wing gives you an idea of how that party thinks that we should solve society's big issues. Before we go any further, you might have heard left and right used in the same sentence as progressive and conservative. In a nutshell, progressive means pushing for change and conservative means keeping things the way they are. So, for example, left-wing parties believe that it's the government's job to make laws and spend money to make society fairer. Part of this is increasing taxes, particularly for richer people, so that the government has more money to spend on services for people who can't afford to. Left-wing, or the left side of politics, is also usually associated with progressive causes like gender equality and climate change policy.
The reason we're so determined to deliver a national disability insurance scheme is we want to make a difference for the lives of 410,000 Australians who have serious disabilities.
On the flip side, right-wing has historically been about keeping government out of people's lives.
I just don't want the government anymore in my life. I'm sick of the government being in my life.
And leaving it to business and society to drive change on things like racism, wages and gender equality. Right-wing is usually associated with conservative values and sees a bigger role for things like religion and traditions in people's behaviour. So how you feel about these issues can help you start to figure out where you sit. But it's important to remember that while these terms have been around for ages, they're not set in stone. Instead, it's more helpful to think of them as sitting on kind of a spectrum.
These days it's quite common for people to be left-wing on some issues and right-wing on other issues. So you might, for example, have a business leader who thinks that the rich-poor divide is all due to merit, but thinks that we need to address sexism and racism to be part of the modern world. On the other hand, you might have a working-class guy who feels like he's exploited by the boss, but resents sort of the gender and racial equality movements. Or you might have a new migrant who hates racism but thinks that women should stay in their traditional roles.
The Greens are the major party furthest to the left. A little closer to the centre is Labor, and on the other side of the middle are the Liberals. And they are in a long-standing partnership with the Nationals, whose priorities are miners, farmers and regional Australians. While the bulk of politicians and normal people will fall somewhere on the left or the right, or maybe even in the middle of that spectrum, there are some that sit on the very edges, known as the far left and the far right. While the far left does exist, it's people who align with the far right that are considered a security concern and are the focus of some of our biggest intelligence organisations at the moment.
We know that right-wing extremist groups present a real threat to Australia.
But it's not just an Aussie thing, it's happening in other countries too.
Around the world at the moment, we're seeing what's described as the rise of right-wing populism. During times of great uncertainty and hardship, it's really common for people to be drawn to strong authoritarian leaders that quite often offer quite simple answers to complex problems and quite often blame a lot of stuff on migrants. That's getting caught up with or combining with a big backlash that's occurring against the gender equality and racial equality movements.
So, to figure out where you fit on the spectrum, you could consider things like whether you think the government should be giving more money or less to help people with low incomes meet their bills and make life more affordable, or how much you'd like to see the government doing to address climate change. But to find out exactly where you fall on the left-right spectrum and who to put your vote behind to give you the best chance to have your priorities acted on, check out ABC's Vote Compass. It does all the hard work for you.